Hi, I'm Olivia and I work for Construction Youth Trust, and I'm here today with 2020 LABC President Anthony. We're going to be talking a little bit about his career journey, how he got where he is today, and also LABC's partnership with Construction Youth Trust for our #Building Aspirations campaign. Hi Anthony, why don't you start off by introducing yourself?
Well, hello Olivia. My name is Anthony Oloyede. I am the Building Control Manager at Hillingdon, as well as the 2020 LABC President. That's me. I've been in building control now over 20 something years, and I really enjoy what I'm doing. And most especially, I'm really excited about the partnership that we have for the Charity of the Year with Construction Youth Trust.
Great, and we'll talk a little bit about that later. But you mentioned, so you've been in building control for a while now. What made you decide to go into building control? Tell us about a little bit about your career progression.
Okay. Well, my father, when I was young, my dad, he was fixing cars. He doesn't fix cars anymore, so he's an old man now. So he was very hands-on. And one of the things that inspired me with him was that he was doing things with his hands. He was putting things together, cars, taking cars apart and then putting it together. So I've always taken that inspiration from him in terms of building things. And I just came across surveying, and that was building houses. So it's not quite building cars, but it's building houses. And that's how I basically got into it. So I started off with I qualified with a civil engineering degree back in Kingston University. And when I qualified, I was looking for a job, anything in construction. And I came across a job as a trainee building control surveyor. Having no idea what building control surveyor was about, or surveying, I just saw building, the word building in it. And I applied for the post as a trainee building control surveyor, and I got it, which I was very pleased about. And Hartsby Borough Council, who employed me at the time, it was a career graded path. So as part of that role, they trained me up to become professionally qualified. And in doing that role, I really enjoyed it, because I was going on building sites, I was meeting builders, meeting architects, seeing buildings built from virtually nothing through to when it was finished. And that really, that's how I basically got into the career that I'm in now, and how I've enjoyed it. And throughout my career, I have seen so many different types of buildings, back extensions, football stadiums, cinemas, shopping centres, you name it, I've seen it built from nothing to when it's finished.
So that's quite interesting. So would you say that you somewhat might have kind of fallen into the role almost? Because a lot of the young people that we work with, it's all about trying things out and getting that experience of the workplace and interacting with employers and kind of entering roles to know if that's right for you.
Absolutely, yes, for sure. I definitely, I fell into it. I had no clue what surveying was about. So like I mentioned earlier, my father was a car mechanic. So the closest I had to building, or known as a youngster, to building things was building cars or putting cars together. So it was purely fluke. I got into the industry, and from that point onwards, it's been onwards and upwards. I've really enjoyed the experience. I've really enjoyed the people that I've met, many of whom are friends today, and what it has brought to me, and the rewards that it's brought to me, and also to others, when the satisfaction I see in people when their building is being built, or shopping centres finished and people are using it, or stadium is built and it's being used for football matches or things like that. It just gives me that sense of a reward that I was involved in that. So that's what I like.
So you kind of brought me on to my next question. Having had now a long and successful career in building control, what inspires you most about the role?
Well, that's a very good question. What inspires me, and still does inspire me, is the satisfaction on individuals' faces when the projects are completed, and also being part of that project team. That inspires me to, and it makes me happy that I've been part of this project. whatever the project is, and seen it through to completion. Now I'm at the stage in my career where I'm actually, the inspiring bit is now I'm showing others, younger generation, that look, this is what I can do. If I can do this, so can you. If I can get involved in this, purely by fluke I got into it, and I really enjoyed it. A very rewarding career, so can you. And that inspires me a lot.
And that brings us on to, why don't we talk a little bit, you volunteered with Construction Youth Trust with a group of young people, did you not? Why don't you talk a little bit about your experience volunteering with us?
Yes, that was the most fantastic experience I had. That was with the Budding Builders, the Budding Builders course. I've done it twice now. And I came in along to the Construction Youth Trust offices to see these young men, and to actually talk to them about my career and what I do and how I got to where I am. I also, as part of that, they held a workshop was being held, and I got involved in discussing with the young gentlemen at the time why they like doing what they're doing and what they enjoyed about the task that they was put to them. The whole experience of being around these young kids, some from vast and very different backgrounds, that whole experience for me is so valuable. Not only to them, but not only to me, but to them, also for them to see a role model, someone, dare I say, that looks like them, or does look like them, can get to where he is or where I am, and can impart that knowledge upon them. So the whole experience of the Budding Builders course that I attended was so valuable. I've also done, I've been along to some schools, done some talks at schools through the trust. Again, that again is so important. I never had that experience when I was at school. Professionals coming in and talking to me and my classmates at the time. So for me to be able to do that and embark that upon the future generation is just something that I'm so proud to be involved in, and I'm so proud I'm associating it with Construction.
Well, we really enjoyed having you, and yours is a great story. It really illustrates why we work with the young people we do. I've got a quote actually from someone who met you from your first time volunteering. I'd never met someone like Anthony, who worked in the construction industry before. He was dynamic and made me realise that a large variety of people work in the construction industry, and that really sums it up. Seeing someone like you, someone that you relate to, succeeding and flourishing in a role can be really inspirational for young people. And I suppose that brings us on to our campaign.
Yes.
Why don't you talk a little bit about Building Aspirations?
Well, the Building Aspirations campaign, you can see I'm wearing the T-shirt, and you probably can all see, I'm not sure you see the poster behind. The Building Aspirations campaign is basically about inspiring the younger generation in the built environment sector. I've been involved in this now with the Trust since December. Been a fantastic experience. We've been sharing stories. We've been having various individuals, youngsters, people who inspire others to share their stories on it could be 10-second clip, 30-second clip, on how you inspire someone, or how you're inspiring people, or how you have been inspired. And if you go along to the Building Aspirations, I think it's a YouTube channel we've actually created, where we have all the videos there, and I would recommend you go along, have a look at those videos, because there are some fantastic videos of youngsters and adults who've proven how they've been inspired and they're inspiring others. As part of the Building Aspiration campaign, I have been setting forth a challenge, or 3 challenges, you might see there, which was this is to raise funds towards the Trust, which was a 100-mile bike ride, a Tough Mudder challenge, and the 3 peaks, climbing the 3 peaks a challenge to do that as well. So that's also forming part of my campaign, as well as sharing stories that inspires people.
And if you would like to support Anthony in any of those endeavours, you can go to our website and find out how to support the Building Aspiration campaign and Anthony in his fundraising efforts. I suppose we've already somewhat talked about it, but why do you think what is the main reason why you think relatable role models in industry are so important for young people nowadays?
It's very, very important. Youngsters need to see individuals like themselves, who can to look up to just to give them, to inspire them, just to move them forward and think, well, if he can get there, if he can do this, why can't I? And that's just, it's just as simple as that. It's being a role model. It's just, and to all diverse individuals, male and female, just to show them that if I can get to where I am now, there's no reason why you can't. And all it is just sheer hard work and commitment in what you want to do. And you will get there. You will get there. If I got there, you will get there.
Really inspiring words there, Anthony. And thank you so much for your support and LABC support on this campaign. We've been getting some really, really inspiring videos in, as you say, but from industry professionals and young people alike. So now to finish up, a little bit of a more fun question. In a time where we're all staying indoors and staying safe, how are you and your family keeping occupied during lockdown? What are your top tips?
Oh, okay. Well, the top tips for keeping together in lockdown. One, we've all stayed in individual parts of the house, so we've tried not to sit on each other. So we've all kept away from each other while we're doing my kids are doing their homework. I'm working, my wife's working, so we've kept ourselves sort of separated. And we move around. We move around on different parts of the day, so we're not all kept in the same place each day. And as well as that, my children have been doing the Joe Wicks, PE with Joe Wicks every morning. So they've been getting up in the mornings, doing PE with Joe Wicks, getting a bit of exercising, getting ready, getting the brain ready for their day's work ahead, at school work ahead. I myself and my wife, what we've been doing every morning is getting up in the morning and going and doing some form of exercise, daily exercise. I've been going out and doing a lot of running. I've been riding my bike, or maybe even go for a stroll. First thing in the morning, very important, so that I can set my day and get ready for working from home. It's been a great experience for us. We've sort of got to know each other a bit more, because normally you're also, you leave the house and you will come back towards the end of the day. So we've sort of got to know each other a lot more. Yeah.
And if you are an industry professional at home, bored, a great way to volunteer with Construction Youth Trust is to send in your own video for our Building Aspirations campaign. You can volunteer from your own home, from your bedroom, from your living room, from your garden. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you, Anthony, for talking to me today, and for your and LABC's continued support of our work and the hashtag Building Aspirations campaign. If you would like to volunteer and share your own story, do visit the Building Aspirations page on Construction Youth Trust's website to find out more about the campaign. Thank you so much, Anthony. Goodbye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.